Snacks with Sitara.
Hi everyone, welcome to Snacks with Sitara on Bite. So this week is vegan week and I've decided to make a Thai-inspired sweet potato curry. So the ingredients I've kept are pretty basic. We've got some chopped up sweet potato and then we've got some mange tout, courgettes, lemongrass and red pepper. I like to have my red pepper cubed rather than in strips just because it's chunkier and it makes the colours come out a lot more in the dish. We've also got some chilli flakes. I won't be using all of them, it's very spicy otherwise. Some chopped up coriander with the stalks. I like to keep the stalks in because it brings in a lot more flavour. And then we've got some diced onions and some minced ginger, garlic and chilli. Although it is Thai inspired, I also like to add cinnamon and a little bit of turmeric just for the colour of it. And then of course we've got the coconut milk, which is predominant in most Thai cooking, and some tinned tomatoes that have been sort of pulsed in the NutriBullet beforehand. And then obviously pink Himalayan rock salt, which I love more than basic table salt just because it's pink, I love pink. And some coconut oil and some garlic oil just to spray the pan with lightly. I'm going to be serving the vegan curry with some quinoa, so that's in this pan here and it's been soaking in some hot water, so it's ready to be just put on the gas now and cook slowly whilst I prepare the curry. Great, so we're going to start with just putting on the gas for the quinoa and we'll let that cook slowly whilst I make the curry. So with the quinoa, I just like to, usually I actually put a stock in, but with this, because there's so much flavour in the curry, I just rather keep it plain. So I'll boil it and then I'll cover it with a tea towel so the steam can rise up and all the water will be evaporated. So we'll let that go slowly. So to begin with my Thai curry, stick the gas on. I want to heat up some oil in the pan. So I'm going to spray some garlic oil first. Just around, just lightly. I don't want to overdo it because I don't really want the oil to set at the top of the curry. It doesn't really look very appealing and it's not as healthy for you that way. So we'll let that heat slowly. And then I'm going to add in some minced garlic, ginger and chilli. So I always mince all of my condiments beforehand just because it's easier whilst I'm cooking to just have it there rather than having the blender in the back and moving back and forth all the time. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in. I've used 1 chilli in this mix because they are bird's eye chilies, they're very spicy. And then about a handful of the onions, the diced onions. Maybe a little bit more, I like onions. And I'll let that fry slowly. I don't want to start stirring it just yet, I want them to brown together and then slowly start frying. I've always learned the key to cooking a really good curry is, whether it's Indian, Thai, anything else, it's to sort of not let the onions and the garlic burn, but brown them quite heavily so that all the flavour can come out of them. It's always nicer when you just sort of have not the burnt taste, but the sort of brown caramelised taste. So now that I've let the onions, garlic, ginger and chilli brown a little, it's gone to a nice sort of light brown caramelised colour. I can add in my vegetables, so I'm going to first add in my courgettes, red pepper, mange tout and the lemongrass. I want the lemongrass to go in straight away so it can release as much flavour whilst it's cooking. So I'll just add all of that in. And it's almost like you're stir frying it, so you've got to let it all cook together. Let everything release flavour and mix in properly with the garlic, chilli and ginger that's in there. So next I'm going to add in my sweet potato. We need to add this in towards the beginning purely because it does need the time to cook. So we'll throw that in next. And again, we need to mix it all in with the rest of the veg. So now we've got all of our vegetables in the pan. We can start adding some spices. So this is the fun part. I love to add turmeric to a lot of my cooking purely because as an Indian girl, I love adding spices to everything. The reason why I love turmeric, it's such a versatile spice. You can use it for home remedies as well as cooking. I just like it because it adds a lot of colour. So we'll just add a little bit. You don't want to overdo it with turmeric. It's actually got a very strong flavour and the colour is very strong. I want it to have a light orangey colour, not a... I don't want it to look like that, basically. And then we're going to add a small half a teaspoon of chili flakes. So now that we've got all the veg and the spices in the pan, they've gone nice and soft and they're not too crunchy, so we can start adding all of our liquids. So first of all, I'm going to go with the pulsed tomatoes. I always like to add these because it just gives it that nice saucy flavour. You can add it to most curries and it just gives it more of a gravy, I'd like to say. So I'm going to pour some in and just stir in the tomatoes. Right, so next we can add the coconut milk. I love coconut. I like to use coconut oil, coconut milk, even desiccated coconut for my desserts. It's one of my favourite ingredients. So I'm going to go completely in with all of this. I've got about 400 millilitres here, so it's all going to go in. And this is basically our main flavour because it balances out all of the spices, calms down any of the chilli, but adds a really nice flavour all by itself. When you mix it in, it's going to go sort of reddy, dark orangey colour. So now that we've got the coconut milk in, it's all bubbling away quite nicely. And one of the ingredients that I like to put in at this point, and the reason why I don't put it in with the spices, is because you then need to keep adding more throughout, is the rock salt. So I just like to put it in now because then it's there, it's done, and the flavour stays the same throughout now. So I try to keep my food quite low in salt just because it's a lot healthier. So feel free to add more if you try this yourself. If you like salty food, then you can always add a lot more to it. So before we put the lid on and let this cook away by itself, there's two more ingredients that we need to add. So the next ingredient is a cinnamon stick. I like to add the cinnamon stick whole just so it can boil away in there, and then I take it out at the end so it's not too overpowering when you serve up food. So just one of these will go in, sort of mix it in, get it in there. And then finally some coriander, just sprinkle that on top. That's ready to just cook by itself. Can leave it there and we can check on the quinoa. So the quinoa's been cooking really well by itself. It's almost done. Most of the water is evaporated. We'll let it go a little bit longer. Now that we've got everything in there, it's ready to cook away by itself. I'm going to stick the lid on there for about 15 minutes, let it bubble away. The reason why I'm putting the lid on is because if I keep it off and let it cook, a lot of the sauce will evaporate slowly and it won't be as saucy and flavourful as it is right now. So we'll keep the lid on, pack the flavours in and see how it looks in 15 minutes. So the quinoa is actually done now, so whilst that is cooking, we can take this off the heat. And then I'm going to cover it with a clean and fresh tea towel so it can soak up any more of the moisture. So just open it up, cut it over. It doesn't need to be tight or anything, just over it so it can soak up any steam and moisture that's left in there. So when that is cooked, we'll open this up as well, and then we can serve it all up together. So we've now let this sit and cook by itself for the past 15 minutes. So it's time to have the moment of truth, see how it looks inside, and take the pot off. Get a nice smell as well. Oh wow, that looks great. So it's bubbling away quite nicely, and you can see already that the veg is cooked quite well. It's soft but not mushy, which is exactly what we want. So I'll just stick this away. And then we can give this a quick stir one more time. And that's it, it's all done, nice and easy. It's time that we serve up. Before we do, let's check on our quinoa, make sure that all the moisture's been soaked up well. Yeah, so just give that a stir as well. Right, so this is ready to be served. We can see how it looks on a plate with all the colours. So we're just going to garnish this with a bit of coriander over the top, just to give it the final kick when you first try it. Great, and that's ready, quick and easy.